Are husband and wife, if husband and wife are part of one soul, then how do you explain divorce and finding another soulmate?
What do you think I'm going to tell you as the answer to your question? Take a wild guess. I'll give you a hint. I said it already. Who cares? We've got to live. It's really the most important answer. It's really the most important answer. But the answer, having said that, souls have personality. Souls have character. But souls are very sensitive. They're very fine. Life isn't so sensitive. Life isn't so fine. By the time, assuming a boy and a girl who have the same soul actually meet, they're both bringing to the union a lot that's not a part of what makes them one soul. Couples who make their marriage work get past a lot of difference, and they find a way to love each other so deeply, not because they agree about everything, not because they share all interests and all values, but because their union is more important than the other things, and they figure out how to navigate it. They figure out how to put it in a place. But it's hard to figure out. It takes a lot of time. And a young couple that gets married is likely to hurt each other as they go towards that goal. And sometimes the pain is so much that they can't repair it anymore. Many, many couples who were married and divorced, married other people, regret the divorce. Because the second person they married wasn't better. But they learned on their first spouse, and they wish they could live in another universe and not abandon that relationship because ultimately it was better. But there's so much pain in growing up. Even a person by himself without a spouse. Now, the point of the pain is not to suffer. The point of the pain is to figure itself out. I have this analogy in my head, okay? So I'm going to say it, okay? All night this movie is playing on my head. There's an animal that's called an elephant. You ever heard of elephants? There's a halacha, it says in the Gemara, it says in Shulchan Aruch, that when you see an elephant, you're supposed to say a blessing that Hashem has made strange creatures. Mishana habriyot. You say it when you see a great ape, and you say it when you see an elephant. Now, some people believe that you say it when you see an elephant because it's so large. I believe, personally, and this is just my opinion, that you say it because elephants are so unbelievably intelligent and unbelievably sensitive and therefore unbelievably sophisticated. Watch a film of a baby elephant playing with its trunk. A trunk is an incredibly massive organ. It can knock down a tree, but it's so sensitive. It takes an elephant a long time to learn how to manage it. A shrew doesn't have that problem. A shrew plops out of the womb and dashes off to find food, that's it. Because an elephant is so sophisticated, there's such a huge learning curve. Human beings are infinitely more complicated than elephants. We have to learn so much about ourselves simply to learn how to be people. To bond with another person of the opposite gender, you're very different fundamentally, involves so much learning, so much trial and error, so many mistakes. I teach him, and I always tell the kids, who are you most likely to hurt in the world? Who are you most likely to hurt in the world? And the correct answer to that question is the person closest to you, which is your wife or your husband, but you also love them the most. So you have to learn how to be married. And depending on many, many factors, it can become too hard to learn. And that's when divorce happens. But upbringing is very important. The health that you bring into your marriage contributes enormously to your ability to navigate the learning that a marriage involves. People who bring more scars into their marriage have so much more to deal with in learning how to be married. The goal of every human being is to stay married, to fall in love, to, over the course of your life, to become so connected to your spouse that you literally cannot remember having not been together. Couples who've successfully figured marriage out, they love each other so unbelievably, you can't even imagine. It's worth it. That's how much they love each other. But it's hard. And not everybody can do it. It doesn't always work. You need a willing partner. If one or the others want to work, it can't work. It's the answer to your question. But you should understand something. The Rebbe would not tell you what I just said. The Rebbe would say, marriage is a great idea. Get married. It's the best thing that'll ever happen to you. You'll figure it out. Because he believes in the institution, and he believes in people's ability to grow so much that he doesn't want to frighten you. Doesn't want to frighten you. But I think I gave you a pretty honest answer.